So another big project that you might have heard about is Brightline. I'd like to introduce Andrew Mack with Brightline to talk about their project.
Thank you. So we like to start with the video. Maybe it's already going to start. Okay, so then we'll go to introductions.
Around the world, the most important cities are connected by modern, high-speed passenger rail. But in America, we lag behind. Since the 1950s, we built our prosperity on Eisenhower's interstate system, fueled by cheap gas and our love of Detroit's finest. Today, we've reached the end of the road, backed up, behind, and looking for an alternate route. America needs to build a better way to get there.
We have a huge opportunity here to provide fast, safe, reliable, clean transportation in this country. And like the rest of our infrastructure, we're way behind the rest of the world right now. We need to remember, we're in competition with the rest of the world.
Introducing Brightline West, America's first true high-speed rail project. Brightline West, in partnership with the Nevada and California Departments of Transportation, will reset the global standard for high-speed train travel in America, connecting two of the country's most vibrant regions, Las Vegas and Southern California.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a state-of-the-art high-speed rail system, the first of its kind in the West.
This modern, eco-friendly high-speed rail network will strengthen our economy, create new opportunities for everyone, and reinforce American competitiveness to rival the best of Europe and Asia, laying the foundation for the greenest form of transportation in the world.
Having Brightline West come to California is going to help jumpstart us in achieving our zero-emission vehicle goals.
Today, about 50 million annual trips occur between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, over 85% of them by car, a trip which is unpredictable, unreliable, and challenged by congestion. Flying, too, is inefficient, expensive, and filled with delays. Brightline West is based around the company's first system built in Florida, which launched in 2018, connecting Orlando to Miami. Both systems will transform how we think about our nation's infrastructure, using existing roadways for high-speed rail. Brightline West is engineered to utilize the middle of the existing I-15 freeway, giving new life and value to one of our most traveled and critical highways, and creating the model that can be replicated across other city pairs that are too short to fly and too far to drive.
After having ridden Brightline in Florida, we are excited to have Brightline West come to California.
The experience starts at one of our new multimodal stations and continues as you board the fully electric trains packed with innovations and amenities that bring comfort, convenience, and safety to every journey. Riding in American-made trains that can hit speeds of 200 miles per hour, passengers will glide past traffic jams and enjoy the dramatic landscapes, arriving refreshed and ready at their final destination. Years in the making, the time has come to stop dreaming and start building. After 17 years of study and approval, engineering and design, and learning from the heralded proof of concept operating in Florida today, the moment to act is now. A comprehensive environmental approval process is nearly complete. Next generation trains and stations, conceived through the lens of today's traveler, are ready and will be American-made. Smart, efficient systems have been engineered, and a skilled union workforce stands ready to deliver. Today, proudly showcasing American ingenuity and resources, Brightline West is shovel-ready, set to break ground in 2023 to tackle one of our country's greatest infrastructure challenges. Tomorrow, travel will be safer, faster, greener, and more enjoyable.
We have to do more than just build back. We have to build back better. And today we have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to make investments that can help America get back on track.
The landscape of transportation is changing. Through this unique public-private partnership and supported by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the Nevada Department of Transportation and Brightline West will lead the high-speed rail revolution in the U.S., transforming the travel experience, producing far-reaching environmental benefits, creating thousands of jobs, and stimulating billions of dollars in economic activity. We are Brightline, and together, we are building America a better way to get there.
All right, that's it. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. The video kind of stole my thunder, but it's so great to be here. See a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, which is really great. I've been involved with this project since inception. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Andrew Mack, Senior Vice President with Brightline West, and we have enjoyed a long and historic partnership with the high desert. Following the acquisition of the company by Brightline in 2018, we took a really strong look at this project and to see how we could make it better and what we could do with it and how we could use the current project as a launching pad to create this project here in Las Vegas and in Southern California. Those pictures, those were not renderings. Those are actual high-speed rail train stations in Florida that are currently operating. So Brightline was founded on a pretty simple premise that Americans are ready for a different type of rail travel. And they're proving it right now in Florida with the first private high-speed passenger rail system ever in America, the first privately funded passenger rail system in over 150 years. The second piece of the premise is that this system really does work in markets and city pairs that are too long to drive but too short to fly. Las Vegas to Southern California is absolutely the perfect model for that as well. So in our first system, opened in 2018 between Fort Lauderdale, between Miami and West Palm Beach, and construction continued through COVID, connecting from West Palm to Orlando. Coincidentally, about 170 miles, same distance between where we're standing today and Las Vegas. And that system is set to open, that portion of the system is set to open later this year. So we will have the first complete 230-mile system, privately funded high-speed rail system from Miami all the way to Orlando. So what are we talking about today in Las Vegas and Southern California? The key to this system is, again, delivering on a competitive experience. So 55 million car trips, or total trips a year, between Southern California and Las Vegas, and to follow suit with the surveys. Just a show of hands, and we're in a safe place here, you're not going to be judged. Who went to Las Vegas last year? Who went 2 times to Las Vegas last year? Who went 3 times to Las Vegas last year? Okay, and I'm going to keep going, and just to reinforce, this is a safe place. Our studies show that the average for the super visitor is 6 visits. And that's for people who aren't even, I would say, as close as we are here in the high desert. That's all of the Southern California region. So just a show of hands, how many people went to Las Vegas 5 or more times last year? Boom. I mean, the data doesn't lie. And just out of curiosity, how many of you, anybody who went even once, who drove? And how many of you experienced a terrible situation either on the way there or on the way back? Okay. So how do we solve that? We solve it with really convenient, fun, fast, high-speed rail. where when you board the trains and station, when you come into the station, your Las Vegas experience starts. You can check into your hotel, get your room key, get your train ticket, and every time, no matter what, in 90 minutes, you're in Las Vegas at 200 miles an hour. This is the type of travel experience that we firmly believe Californians and Nevadans are ready for. A few of the key statistics, and you saw this on the video. The train is entirely within the I-15 freeway corridor and entirely within the median, with the exception of where we jump out for the stations. So we are really utilizing the I-15 infrastructure to its maximum extent, delivering more passengers per hour than lanes could do on their own with cars. So let's talk about the stations. We have the station in Las Vegas. It's about a 110-acre site. And I would say it's about 1.5 miles from the Welcome to Las Vegas sign on the Las Vegas Strip and the I-15. You'll notice it's not a mistake. We talk about the Victor Valley area, and that's because we're inclusive. Although I understand there's some competitive nature between everybody. We do have a station in Apple Valley, and we have a station in Hesperia. And that Hesperia station is primarily for commuter service down to Rancho Cucamonga. And then the station in Apple Valley on about 300 acres. And then the fourth station is in Rancho Cucamonga. And the key to this station is that it is directly adjacent to the existing Metrolink platform and station. So there in Rancho, you'll have complete connectivity to downtown LA and to all the cities served by the Metrolink system. And for those of you, most of you know, the proximity is about 2 miles from Ontario Airport. It's been long talk of a tunnel connecting the airport to the Metrolink station. So, in little time, we could have the most advanced multimodal facility in the country right here in San Bernardino County with an international airport connected to an interstate high-speed rail system connected to a commuter rail system that serves 5 counties. So it is really pretty exciting what is about to occur. I call this is the Benny slide, and I'm not going to read all of these. You can see them up on the screen, but in summary, there's a huge economic benefit to this project. We're going to invest $10 billion in this corridor, most of it private dollars. As you saw in the video, we are looking at the bipartisan infrastructure law, and I'll stress bipartisan infrastructure law. This project has gone through several administrations, both Republican and Democrat, and has seen strong support. We have strong support from both states as well. The environmental benefits are significant. By the show of hands of all the people who drove to Las Vegas, and I would say it comports with the data that we've seen, about 85% of those trips are made by car. And so that really is our competitive market, is how do we convince you all to get out of your car and get onto the train? And by doing that, we eliminate all of those auto emissions from the I-15. We also, by decreasing the volume of private cars on the I-15, essentially increase the capacity for I-15 for goods movement, which, as was talked about by all the speakers, the industrial development here, we all know the significance of the Port of LA and Long Beach and that volume of truck traffic that's coming up the hill and into the high desert and throughout the country. We're looking to take those private automobiles off the car to make that trip easier as well. Engagement in local education communities, skilled workforce. We've been in talks with folks in the room here about how we can partner with you all, the community colleges, industrial and technical schools, because we want to create that skilled labor force. Looks like we'll have some competition with the big project. But, as I think as Cody said, rising tide raises all ships. And, we're looking at the high desert as a central place for employment to drive both the 35,000 construction jobs and our long-term operating jobs as well. So, in large sum up, $10 billion project. We've invested about $500 million to date. I think it was Bob that said, I feel like I'm finally at the right time, at the right place after 20 years developing this project. But it's taken a lot of investment, and we believe the time for the project is now. And if we can get started this year as we plan, we'll be open for the 2028 Olympics. So you guys want to make your way down to LA to see the sprinters at the Coliseum? You can hop on Brightline, jump on the Metrolink, and get down to downtown LA. So thank you all for having me here. It is great to be up here in the high desert. We look forward to seeing you guys at the stations, on the trains, and enjoying your trip to and from Las Vegas without any stress of driving.